Former Democratic congresswoman and 2020 presidential candidate Tulsi Gabbard is once again stirring controversy by reviving her long-standing accusations against former President Barack Obama, this time labeling his past actions as part of a treasonous conspiracy. The bold charge, repeated in a recent interview and amplified across conservative media outlets, has reignited fierce debates about surveillance, deep state politics, and the integrity of America's democratic institutions. The accusation, a sit-down appearance on a conservative talk show this past week, Gabbard did not mince words. Speaking to the host, she said, "It is becoming clearer every day that Barack Obama orchestrated efforts within our intelligence agencies to undermine the American people's trust in government. And that's nothing short of a treasonous conspiracy." While she did not provide newly surfaced evidence, Gabbard referenced past reports and documents alleging that during Obama's second term, intelligence agencies, including the NSA and FBI, engaged in unauthorized surveillance of American citizens and political opponents. She drew a line between those actions and what she called the weaponization of the deep state to preserve political power and suppress dissenting voices. Historical context: Tulsi versus the establishment. This is not the first time Tulsi Gabbard has taken a stand against members of her own party. Over the years, she's become known for her independent streak and sharp criticism of Democratic leadership. From Hillary Clinton to Joe Biden, especially Obama, whom she accuses of laying the groundwork for today's surveillance state. Her critiques intensified after the 2016 election, during which she served as a DNC vice chair, but resigned in protest over what she saw as unfair treatment of Bernie Sanders. Since then, Gabbard has increasingly aligned with libertarian, populist, and conservative circles, particularly on issues of foreign policy, civil liberties, and government overreach. Her accusation of Obama's involvement in a treasonous conspiracy largely stems from revelations around the FISA court abuses, Russiagate, and surveillance of Trump campaign officials that have become political flashpoints in recent years. Reaction across the political spectrum: Democrats and many mainstream commentators have dismissed Gabbard's claims as baseless, reckless, and dangerous. They argue that these repeated accusations risk undermining public trust in key institutions, especially at a time of growing polarization. An anonymous former Obama aide responded sharply, "This is nothing more than an attention grab. President Obama's record speaks for itself, and these kinds of statements belong in conspiracy forums, not in serious political discourse." On the other hand, Republican leaders and right-wing media outlets have embraced Gabbard's bold stance. Many praised her for what they describe as the courage to tell the truth and break through the liberal media narrative. Notably, Senator J.D. Vance RO tweeted support for Gabbard, saying, "Tulsi Gabbard is saying what many of us already knew. The Obama-era intelligence apparatus was corrupted and weaponized." Legality and the treason debate: legal experts are divided over the use of the word treason, which in U.S. law has a very specific definition: waging war against the United States or aiding its enemies. Many argue that even if Gabbard's accusations were accurate, they would not meet that legal standard. However, Gabbard has clarified in past interviews that she uses the term in a moral and constitutional sense, not strictly legal. She argues that when leaders deliberately use the power of the state to erode the rights of Americans, it constitutes a betrayal of the Constitution. A strategic political move. Some analysts view Gabbard's repeated attacks on Obama as a calculated move to further distinguish herself from the Democratic establishment and continue her evolution into a populist conservative figure. Since leaving Congress in 2021, Gabbard has distanced herself from the Democratic Party and frequently appears on Fox News, podcasts, and conservative panels. There's even speculation that she may be positioning herself for a VP slot, possibly with a Republican candidate in 2028. Or that she might launch an independent presidential bid aimed at appealing to voters disillusioned with both parties. Conclusion: divisive. Yet influential Tulsi Gabbard's renewed accusations against Barack Obama are not only politically explosive, but also symbolic of the broader distrust many Americans feel toward government institutions. Whether one sees her as a courageous truth-teller or a conspiracy-peddling opportunist, one thing is clear: Gabbard is not backing down. Her message resonates with a growing segment of Americans hungry for transparency, accountability, and leaders willing to challenge sacred political cows, even if it means throwing bombs at figures as revered as President Obama.